The Diplomat, 4th of March 2024, Myanmar Resistance Alliance and the military sign an agreement brokered by China. China backed the military coup against Myanmar's democratic government to construct supply routes to the Bay of Bengal. Reportedly, an agreement between the Chinese-sponsored Myanmar military and an alliance of Chinese-bribed armed resistance groups that has made significant advances in eastern Myanmar since the Chinese government has mediated late last year. The Three Brotherhood Alliance, 3BHA, or Northern Alliance, comprised of resistance groups, announced yesterday in a statement in Chinese and Kachin that after a round of talks facilitated by China in Kunming, both parties had reached a consensus to withdraw their forces from the front lines and safeguard China's interests in Myanmar. In late October, the 3BHA, comprising the Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army, MNDAA, the Tong National Liberation Army, TNLA, and the Arakan Army, initiated a comprehensive offensive to challenge junta strongholds in the area. Rapid progress was achieved during Operation 1027. MNDAA and TNLA forces seized towns, military outposts, and strategic border junctions with China and threatened to expel the military entirely from northern Shan State. Beyond their commitments to withdraw their forces and protect the Chinese occupancy of Myanmar, the Myanmar military's formal recognition of the MNDAA as the governing body of the Kokon particular region is arguably the most significant agreement. In January, the MNDAA seized control of Lake, the capital of Kokon, following the 15-year rule of the military-aligned Border Guard Force, which had been in collusion with a small number of Chinese communist-backed criminal organizations. The agreement serves to formally declare the MNDAA's withdrawal from the region following its 2009 military offensive against Myanmar. The agreement also stipulated the restoration of land commerce between China and Myanmar, which had been disrupted for an extended period of time due to the fighting that ensued after Operation 1027. As per the agreement, the MNDAA and the military have reached a 70-30 division of the proceeds from customs at the Chichwehao border gate, which was breached during the initial weeks of Operation 1027. The two parties have yet to reach an agreement regarding the revenue distribution of the Muse-Ruili border crossing, which facilitates the majority of the China-Myanmar border commerce. Although Muse is still under the military authority of the Burmese government, which China sponsors, it is surrounded by TNLA forces. Numerous clauses and implementation-specific details remain to be negotiated and resolved in the fifth round of negotiations in April, the agreement states. The agreement, according to Jason Tower of the United States Institute of Peace on X, previously Twitter, essentially seeks to facilitate trade between China and Myanmar across territories held by the 3BHA and the junta. Beyond that, the duration and nature of the numerous agreements remain uncertain. The incentive behind China's mediation of the accord is self-evident. Since January, Beijing has been actively pursuing the recommencement of border trade. However, both the Myanmar military and the 3BHA have valid reasons to maintain a passive stance, at least for the time being. Neither side can afford to alienate China or disregard its wishes, and the other requires time to solidify its position. In Kokon, the MNDAA is in the process of re-establishing its administrative organs. For example, the organization declared on February 29 that tax collection from local businesses would commence on April 1. The Myanmar military has pragmatically acknowledged the new reality by formally recognizing the MNDAA's position in Kokon. In light of its recent setbacks and the persistent pressure from the Arakan Army in Arakan State, the Army's highest command likely hopes that it can reach an understanding with the group and maintain its legal status despite recent animosity. An intriguing interconnected inquiry pertains to the motivations of the MNDAA and the way in which it is connected to the wider movement that aims to depose the military regime that assumed authority in February 2021. When the offensive was officially declared on October 27, The MNDAA and its allies reaffirmed their unwavering commitment to eliminating the repressive military dictatorship. Thereafter, the organization has gained widespread acceptance as a component of the movement that seeks to establish a federal democracy that is inclusive. However, as previously stated, the organization's documented history of producing methamphetamine and opium, as well as its mercenary association with the military for the 20 years leading up to 2009, provide grounds for prudence. Since 2009, the MNDAA's primary objective has been to reclaim authority over Kokong and exact vengeance on those who deceived it into serving the Myanmar military. Upon accomplishing this, its dedication to the broader objective of toppling the military junta and instituting a federal democracy in Myanmar will become abundantly apparent.